Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a PayPal, Patreon, crypto, and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now, we are joined by Arwin, Brian's Logic, the Adam Meakin. We were joined by Refracted Curvature, but he seems to have vanished, and a whole bunch of people in Discord, so welcome one and all.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Well, it's good to be here. Rounding out this week, although I don't typically like to mention the day. I said it'd be about a week of faffing around with computers to get them back on track after a new installation of Windows and all the software used to make this show put on fresh. And true to form, it's still giving me grief right at the end of the week, but I'm hopefully winning, having installed some new fan software that won't let my graphics card overheat. As much as it's a lower powered unit, it can still overheat, as I found out beginning of the week. Anyway, let's do a bit of housekeeping. Any evidence of a physical geometric sphere edge, that's a horizon, formerly known as Earth curve?
Well, they don't reference it in celestial navigation.
No, they don't.
No.
What they do reference in celestial navigation is the horizon, and the horizon gets called, quote, the horizon, when globe believers or anti-flat earthers make their arguments for a physical geometric sphere edge. That's Earth curve. Now, when they say horizon, they mean Earth curve, but they don't explicitly state it, because the horizon isn't Earth curve. But so long as we all, as discussing it, understand that when the word horizon's used by a globe believer, they mean Earth curve. It isn't, but that's what they mean. They just don't say Earth curve. They say horizon. Like, obviously, the horizon's the edge of Earth. Locking your view in that.
Yeah, they tend to say it's our curve, but it's not physical our curve. That's since January 1st, 2020.
It doesn't look curved, does it? The horizon never looks curved to me. It looks quite level.
It's defining a physical geometric principle. That would be horizontal, utilised physically in our world, daily. Derived by being parallel with the plane of that specific thing, the horizon. It's where you get the word horizontal. Horizon.
Yeah. As Bev says, all horizontals are parallel to each other, and all horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon.
He came in the chat the other day, and I gave him props. Well, to be more accurate, I pointed out that you gave him props. And he couldn't quite understand what was going on. I'm like, yeah, we're complimenting you, Bev. Your knowledge in this example is exemplary and correct. He's like, all right. He didn't quite know how to react. It's like, yeah, we don't just, we're not just critical of things you do wrong. We will definitely praise you when you do something right.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that. I think he's expecting an argument all the time. Yeah, I don't think he realizes that we actually do recognize the work he does.
Yeah, there's a lot of it about. The same goes for Jeran, right? I think Jeran believes, for some reason, we don't know what the motivation is. We've all speculated. Bob's death being one of the highest speculated about thing. But nevertheless, whether the cause is as a result of a close friend of Jeran's and a colleague in some respect for me dying has any influence on him being a total shit to me in terms of claiming I'm a scammer and basically bad-mouthing me generally for absolutely no reason. Or the reasons he's given have been taken to pieces and pulled apart, debunked as being legitimate reasons to claim someone's a scammer. namely science not proving things when that's all it does. But nevertheless, there's people out there that just don't like us. Now, I say me, it's nice to throw it out and have a panel to blame this and share this with. They hate all of you, not just me.
Well, I expect that because it is the whole group that is disliked. If they had to pick one person, it would be you.
Maybe, as the ringleader. Or quantum
You or
eraser.
QE.
Yeah, exactly. As the fountain of knowledge quantum eraser, or as me as the ringleader. But, there's exciting stuff at the moment. We're going to be developing all roads lead to a flat earth into a housekeeping question. Because that is, for me, a very exciting development in 2023. That is to say, we were all scratching around on those back roads underneath Route 90 before it was built. And just yesterday, John was asking me, well, I can't remember who it was in reference to, but it's like, well, did they make that argument before Route 90 was built? Now, so we're not just telling in-jokes, so to speak, or referencing things that people may not understand in the audience. Route 90 is the assertion that any globe claim that is being made will come with a side order of a requirement for a flat Earth. From now on, that's Route 90. So Route 90 being all planes being parallel with the horizon, essentially. That's why Bev's getting high praise. And you can't have those geometric principles employed for a globe unless you have a flat Earth to measure in the first instance. And it's always being measured and utilised in order to infer that you're on a globe. As amazing as I honestly would say that is the most amazing revelation that we have had in our career in flat Earth. To me, being able to concisely summarise how the globe is based on a flat Earth. There couldn't be a stronger argument. What's that? You believe in a globe? Well, then ultimately, your faith is based on a flat Earth measurement. Good for you. Nice that you can reify that conceptualisation that's come out of a measurement from a flat plane to describe how the stars behave into you being standing on a ball. But ultimately, it's all based on flat Earth measurements. Here it is. Here's the dome around you representing the stars, and here's the flat plane with all the angles described to it. It's as simple as that, and the globe has that as its basis, as its heart. It's the foundation for the globe. Your globe needs a flat Earth, and any example that's given will have the origins capable of being highlighted by us from this point forward, thanks to a lot of persistence in respect to dip angles for Brian and the overall concise summary of a statement of fact by John. It takes a long time for me to take this in. I don't know why I get all the hatred. I'm probably the slowest person on the panel.
I would just stop. But
so is it safe to say? Sorry, is it safe to say the globe is flat and it was measured like that?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, is there any examples of a globe mechanism that doesn't start with a flat plane?
There was a commenter in the members only yesterday's show comments that said pretty much a similar thing when I put out a call to action to give us a version of a housekeeping question that infers this. So someone said I can't dig it out, I don't know where my iPad is, but I'd dig it out if I could. But someone said very similar sentiment in the comments yesterday.
Yeah, because that's all you need is a housekeeping question. Is there any evidence is there any example? I don't know. Is there any evidence, or is there any example where a globe mechanism doesn't require a horizontal plane?
Well, since it is a conclusion to the conversation, right? It should probably be put in prior to housekeeping as a reminder that you can't use a flat plane to prove a globe, and then do the housekeeping.
Yeah, it could lead into housekeeping. I mean, it ultimately will be part of housekeeping, though. So while it's not necessarily going to be a housekeeping question, that's why it needs to be the thought. But these things, like QE says, we're not here doing it to time. There's no, we need this tomorrow. We will refine it over time. I just need something to start with, to start asking. But we'll get there. There's no rush.
I think John just asked it. Sorry, I think John just asked it. Is there any way to prove a globe with a flat plane?
Or without invoking?
That's the only question you need.
Is there any way to prove a globe without invoking a flat plane?
No, even with a flat plane.
Is there any way to prove a globe with a flat plane? That kind of is very flat Earth housekeeping question-esque in terms of it's a contradiction in terms in the question itself.
Yeah, because they need, how do they prove a globe starting with a flat plane?
I don't know. It seems like it's odd to take. It takes away from the conclusion when you ask it as a question.
I agree. I agree. It's a statement of fact. The globe requires a flat plane in the first instance. That is a fact. That's why we're here talking about this. 40 people watching. Please share the show. Smash it if you've not done so already. Why the viewing figures are so awful. It's because we're right over the target, having to be suppressed. It's definitely suppression. We're definitely being censored. Because I say so myself. That or just nobody's bothered sharing the show.
What I noticed is that when you are...
Sorry, mate. I was just saying that though, you know, talking about the so-called globe has never been measured. There's no evidence of any measurement of the globe whatsoever. It's just the presuppositions will include the angle measurements and the flat horizontal baseline. But there's no actual measurement of a curve because we don't actually live on a globe.
No. There's no measurement of a curve specifically. The radial derivation taken off a flat plane with Polaris, for example, is a measurement, but of a flat plane. It's not of a curve. You know, superimposing the arc of the protractor to be the surface you're not standing on and calling it a globe is the arc of the protractor as opposed to a measured curved surface, which we do not have. Absolutely correct. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, is there any globe measurement that isn't horizontal?
Is there any globe measurement that isn't a horizontal?
Yes, there is no globe measurement.
Maybe that's the question. Is there any globe measurement?
Yeah, but we need it to reference somehow back. We're getting further and further away from referencing it back to you're going to need a flat Earth for that in all respects. So, you know, any evidence that you can try and assert the Earth is a sphere without first invoking a flat plane specifically references back to you're going to need a flat Earth for that. But without being an in-joke.
Yeah, I suppose you could. I was thinking if you said, is there any globe measurements? Someone who could come along trying to show you a globe measurement and you could point out where they require a flat plane. Maybe it's not what you're looking for.
They'd be utilising differential between eye level and surface level and giving an angular representation and hijacking it to call it stuff that gets smaller moving over a curve. That's what they'll do. But they'll say that's a measurement of a curve. Like Roohif did. We'll get into the video shortly, by the way. But yeah, you know, he'll say, you wanted to see curve? Here's Lake Pontchartrain. All right, so you're saying that this stuff moving into the distance is actually curving around a sphere. Okay, no, it isn't. Hashtag shit shrinks.
But that's just a visual, isn't it? We're after physical Earth curve measurements, which there is none of.
Oh. Righty.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian.
Is there any evidence? Is there any evidence that is there any examples of a globe mechanism that doesn't start with a flat plane?
Yeah, I like
that
it.
Kind of is.
Just needs a little bit of refinement. QE will come in a minute and tell us how you can't have a horizon on a spheretard or something like that, and tell us that we're not getting it, and we need to understand its consistency that it's already got, that he's already given us. But I've already forgotten it, which means it can't be that great. Anyway, right.
Yeah.
Back with sharing the love. So this video's come to you from Jeranism. So please let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me, and leave him some kind words in respect to his exceptional work in hosting debates or something like that. Something that won't get your comment removed, basically. The idea being that were Jeran to respond to us, as opposed to calling me a scammer, he would share the algorithmic love that we do not get. I say we, because Jeran is unilaterally a part of the same censorship, meaning that he, although bigger than I, would also have to find other means to get algorithmic love out of YouTube because they don't offer it us. Nevertheless, hopefully, were Jeran to respond, he would leave a link to our video so that we could pick up some viewers where YouTube offer us no sympathy or love whatsoever. So please let him know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me. There is a link to this Jeranism video going by in the YouTube chat. So offer him the algorithmic love more so than ever, as he is actually a flat earther. Let's get on with it, unless there's anything to... I'm just going to do this before trying to just get on with it. What does everyone want to get in for 5 minutes before I actually press play, as I'm about to just press play? But I won't.
Don't
try and think of something
right
to
now.
say. If you've got nothing, I'll just start.
Yeah.
Where's Neil?
No. Outside in reality.
Right,
You listen for the data.
I had, where's Neil? And then Roohif answered, outside in reality. Good start.
Yeah, but you're not going to see the plane for
Yes, you are.
miles. You're not going to see the plane for miles. You'll see above you, but not for miles.
Yeah, and it tells you where it is. I look where it is. It's there.
Right. I understand.
Do you understand how
But where did it
catastrophic
come
it
from?
would be?
Where did it come from?
Yeah, well, let's bring up a Sydney to Chile flight. Can I share again?
Well, I think he's gonna. Do you
Oh.
acknowledge that there's flight tracking software that would show a plane doing that track? Nick.
Yeah, of course. I would. Yes, there is.
Anybody interested, let's say, in this Santiago flight stuff from 2015?
I am. It does, the flight tracking software does show the height of the plane above sea level and its position with respect to the...
Sorry, I laughed through it. I should have been on mute. My bad. Do you want to try that again? I'll go on mute.
Right. It'll show the altitude of the plane above sea level, and it'll show its position with respect to the celestial sphere and the flat plane. Yeah. It's
So to
pretty
track
good
this
stuff.
flight, regardless of where they say it's going on some map that's presumably wrong, doesn't make any difference because it's definitely proving Earth is flat. It's referencing its height above sea level.
Plane.
Well,
Right.
the only thing.
Come.
I didn't want to step in there. The only thing that interests me about planes is how it flies. That's all. The only argument that needs to be made. I don't need to prove any routes. I just point out how it flies. How it flies requires it to fly in a horizontal. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. The lift effect accounts for the weight of the plane, and to generate 100% positive lift, which is what they need to fly with a slight angle above horizontal, depending on their airspeed, but it's always above horizontal. As soon as they dip below horizontal, they're losing lift, and that's with any wing, including a cambered wing. So if you're only accounting for, let's just say you're only accounting for 60% of the plane's weight, that's 40% you're not accounting for. So as soon as you are in any way flying with a below horizontal pitch, which would be required immediately on a globe, then you're immediately losing lift. That's why they must fly with a slight above horizontal pitch to fly horizontal. That's how it flies. That's what it does.
Okay. Do you acknowledge that you can verify that data?
No.
No. Again. Get one of these. Listen for the data.
Okay.
Look where it tells you the plane is. The plane is there. Okay.
Right. But
You can verify it.
You can't see it over the ocean unless you're there.
Right. I
Right.
agree.
Okay. Good. We're
So
done
you
with that one.
can't track it.
So
Well, we'll get to that in my claims later.
you still have one question left?
Who's asking who?
I might have lost track. I think it was.
Oh, that was me asking that one.
Oh, so now we're on to number 3 for Nick.
Yes.
When you're ready.
Okay. Why is it the higher we go, the stars disappear?
God.
What? Higher we
I don't know
go,
what the hell that means.
stars disappear. What's he talking about? Anybody know what he's talking about?
No. It's a malformed question. He might have. He might be talking about something correct, but the question is malformed. It doesn't make any sense.
Right, let's share. Oops, not that one. Hang on.
Unless he's talking about with a high altitude balloon.
Share.
The thing is, though, he's just doing a globe thing, talking about lights in the
Am I
sky.
sharing?
Yep.
You
There
know,
we go.
when we're trying to talk about
The answer is they don't. So this is a flat earther named Dwayne Kellum, and he sent up dozens of weather balloons. And the title of this video is literally "I See Stars."
Fair point.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was going to come back in and say that Dwayne Kellum did film stars from way high up with a balloon. Yeah.
What does that prove?
Yeah,
That
that
you
was
can
what I
see
was going to
stars with altitude.
say. Put words out of my mouth, John. And this proves what?
So the answer is they don't disappear.
And where is he at? What altitude?
That is
What is this proving or disproving? Why are we arguing about this? Is this red herring, non sequitur? What is it?
36,700 meters, 120,000 feet.
Okay, well, we have several balloon videos where they're not there.
Okay.
Even the Go Fast rocket, like you can see the moon, but the stars aren't there.
I can achieve that here on the ground. So what?
Yeah.
He's just disproved it. Why are you even continuing to argue? I don't really get this, but there we go.
Okay. So on the screen now, what tends to be the case is that these cameras that you send up have an automatic exposure. Right. So the camera
Proving or disproving what? Why are we even arguing? Is this what camera debate? Who cares?
adjusts the exposure. And if you have the moon in shot, like you just said,
Earth is a globe? Is that going to be your conclusion? Let's see what he says.
it will overpower the stars. The camera will adjust the exposure down so you don't see the stars.
Proving that the Earth's a globe because... Disproving the Earth's a globe because... Proving Earth's flat because... Disproving Earth's flat because... So what was the point of this?
No, I'm sorry. I won't
I have
accept
no
that
idea.
answer. They
Okay.
disappear.
So again,
They
I've
disappear,
shown you
man.
stars. I've shown you stars and you reject them.
You show me.
Oh, so Roohif's going to take an inferred win from this? So what, you showed him something and he denied it? Yeah, what he's saying is, as an individual, the guy's a bit of a numpty and doesn't realise when he's wrong. Yeah, that might be the case, but you're in a debate to prove or disprove the nature of our reality. There's something fundamentally much more important than whether this guy can concede or not. And this was a total non sequitur. It had no validation for anything. It was useless. But what, you're going to take the perceived win from it? Man, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for pain relief, aren't you, Roofy?
me stars at 120,000
Well,
feet.
what's happening there? Sorry, Nathan. What's happening there is Roohif has presented and will present absolutely zero evidence for a globe. But what he will do is he'll have his facts somewhat correct, more than the other guy, and he'll show the audience, whether it be a new audience or a naive audience, give the impression that this guy is either inept or dishonest. And this guy represents flat Earth.
No, I totally get the MO. I'm smarter than this guy. I believe the world's a sphere, and look how much more right I am about stuff than he is. That's it.
You know, at this point, I think I could go on Jeranism's show, not ask a question at all, and just give one sentence rebuttals and win.
You're going to need a flat Earth for that, being the one sentence rebuttal.
Well, maybe two sentences, because I'll have to explain what they're doing and then explain why it needs a flat Earth. So, yeah, 2-sentence rebuttals.
Bit like you've been doing pretty well alongside this video, which is to point out, like you did with the elevation of the aeroplane, that that's going to be in reference to a flat Earth. So who cares about everything else that's argued about? It's flat Earth proof straight off the cuff. Deal with it.
Go a little higher.
Can you not see stars when you're on the ground?
Yeah, you can, but you can't see them, in the cities and stuff like that because of light pollution. There's no light.
Daytime law, again, exposure.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, you got your
Even
last.
near the grass sites, and so they couldn't see the stars.
You are standing on a hill north of Allo, France, which is 333 meters elevation, looking at.
So we already know the MO for this little trick that Roohif's done within about one sentence. So he's going to give you a value in feet or meters that will not change with distance. Hashtag shit shrinks. So he can utilize his begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve calculator to infer that when hashtag shit shrinks, it's actually going around the curve of an Earth when utilizing the derivation or difference of eye level and surface level in his maths. So he only needed one
Right.
sentence.
Yeah.
One sentence. And we already know what this trick is, don't we, Roofy? Pathetic.
Yeah, but how do you get the height of that mountain?
Off a flat plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the minute he invokes height, he's done.
Well, he's also going to see what he's going to claim is that it's being blocked by a.
I'm sorry, Brian, to cut you off. I can't help it. When I've got a grin this big, I've got to share that. Yes, thank you, John. That's right. I'm still on the back roads, aren't I? You're still whizzing past me in your Lamborghini going, you're going to need a flat earth for that height of the mountain. I didn't get there. I didn't point that out, did I? John did. Needs props. It's been given. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I'm just saying, what is this mountain, Mount Canago, I suspect he's talking about? What is it going to be blocked by at the bottom? Will it be a physical geometric blockage of Earth curve, or will it be a claimed refracted blockage? Do you know what I mean? What is blocking the bottom of this mountain? That's all I'd be interested in.
Regardless of which one he says, is if he were to answer, you're going to need a flat earth for that physical geometric sphere edge horizon marked with an X and labelled horizon in the begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve calculator, as it's a differential calculation between eye level and surface level. Therefore, you will require a flat earth regardless of how he answered that question, Brian. Yeah, I can do it too, John. Just need a bit of prompting.
Yeah, I was about to go there. Good job.
Canago, 2,785 meters elevation, and it is 265 kilometers away. Assuming a flat Earth, how much of Canago do you predict is blocked by the horizon?
So did he make a claim that utilised a flat Earth calculation for distance to horizon? There is no such beast. This is a burden of proof reversal fallacy. Second time Roohif's done it. So what? The onus of claim is on Roohif to prove that the geometric limitation is proving his sphere Earth. And what's he done? Asked how it would be based on a predictive calculation the guy hasn't offered for a flat Earth. What the hell?
In essence, he's asking about the physical blockage of the flat plane.
Yeah. Did the guy make a
nice
claim
one.
about the physical blockage of a flat plane with a flat plane physical blockage calculator? Like you've got, Roohif. We identify it as such. The begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve calculator that will have the differential between eye level and surface level, which is flat, asserting that there's a blockage below surface level in physical geometric terms. That's what you claim. Why are you asking him how he'd do it on a flat Earth? Burden of proof reversal fallacy number 2. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, where has anyone on flat Earth claimed that their flat Earth horizon has a certain percentage of blockage of something? Nobody mentions the horizon, with the exception of pointing out that it's not geometric. Other than that, we have no claims about it. He's just exactly what you said. He's just trying to reverse the burden of proof onto this guy. This guy is going to try and come up with an answer, and then he's going to kind of, without saying it, have a little Earth curve win. You know what I mean? That's what he's going to do.
Yeah. The
You can
correct
see where it's
response is we've just divvied out. I did not make a claim about this, number 1. Number 2, you do have a claim about this. Why are you flipping the burden? Prove you're begging the question. Proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve calculator is nothing more than a differential calculation between the flat Earth surface level and the eye level you've risen to in altitude. Because if you can't, that's the end of this discussion. And he cannot. He'd be here doing it if he could. He's not, and that will not be the response he gets from this flat Earth noob. Far from it. Let's see what he does get as a response.
And once again, show your work.
Show my work.
What work? What, the work that was put into your calculation for your obstruction on your globe Earth that uses the differential between eye level and surface level, which is flat, Roohif? Show that work, because that's the only work I've studied in this regard. There is no calculator from a flat Earth to study. Nobody's asserting the horizon blocks things on a flat Earth. Hashtag shit shrinks. We told you in 2016. Are you dumb? No, you're just seeking pain relief from a newbie flat earther, aren't you, Roofy? Bless. And now we're mocking you for it.
But you don't even have to say. You don't.
Go on. Feel free.
Oh, you just say. You don't even have to say hashtag shit shrinks. You don't even have to bring that into it.
Good point.
He's asked you about how much blockage is at the bottom of the mountain.
Oh, my bad. I'll take full
blockage.
full ownership for that. My bad. I have no responsibility to explain why anything does anything at the horizon. Hashtag shit shrinks is totally surplus to requirements. In fact, it is to my detriment, because it suddenly puts me in a position where I am making a claim about this garbage that he needs with his horizon that blocks things as its Earth curve, even though that's bent and horizons aren't. He needs it. So when I say hashtag shit shrinks, you're absolutely right, Brian. It's to my detriment. Why am I suddenly making a claim or trying to explain it? I don't need to.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
No, it's not. And I critique you lot for it all the time, so I'm glad it's coming back on me, because it's totally warranted. Why should I start explaining what happens at the horizon? I didn't make a claim about it.
With that being said, when you're zoomed in on that island, you're probably only going to see maybe 10 feet that's obstructed by the waves and the horizon. You still see almost the entire island from that far away.
You've already lost, mate. You've bought into this burden-proof reversal fallacy. You've already lost. Go ahead, one deck.
Did he just say obstructed by the horizon?
He did. He's already lost.
That is impossible using the 8 inches per mile squared. You shouldn't even see any of it.
So to be clear, your prediction is that it basically should all be seen.
Pretty much, give or take.
Proving a flat Earth? You're making that prediction because it disproves the globe? No, it doesn't. Should all be seen means nothing. If the Earth was a sphere radius 3959 miles, then every distance to horizon could be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, as per the begging the question proof of nothing perspective hijacking Earth curve calculator Roohif has the positive assertion for and has flipped the burden. Now this guy's bought into it hook, line and sinker and has started to argue about what should or shouldn't happen with 8 inches per mile squared. You've already lost. Like we had already lost when we did this dance with Roohif in 2015. The moment we went to the calculation to argue about how it worked, we had lost. Now, Roofy still needs that little surge of adrenaline, doesn't he? He's going to get it right now. You'll see his popping face with a little smile any moment. You watch. Because this sad, pathetic attempt to get pain relief is all these sad, pathetic anti-flat earthers can do now. Seek out noobs that don't know any better, that can't overcome their arguments, and point out how they'll need a flat earth to make the assertion in the first place. Like we do.
Give or take.
Oh, did that get a thumbs up, Roofy? He's already bought it hook, line and sinker. Yeah, and we spotted it immediately, didn't we, Roofy? Is that pain relief wearing off right fast listening to us now? I would imagine so. Thumbs up from me. In fact, I'll give you one for camera. Absolutely epic, and I totally called it.
Yes, you did, Nathan. But I mean, you must be totally nostalgic for the 2015 days where everybody was like this, and they still felt like they were the winners, being the ballers, being the wiser. And now they have to seek them out, pick the bad crops to get that effect.
They need their 2015 pain relief. This is, as I was describing in yesterday's show, absolutely pathetic.
5-6 feet.
Hey, Nathan,
that's cool.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, just on a quick calculation there, that the bottom 1,000 meters of that mountain won't be visible for someone at that distance.
How do we know it's 1,000 meters? How'd you get that measurement? Shout out to John with the curvature.
Flat plane angular size measurement.
Oh, see, so you're telling me how much at the horizon we may or may not see based on Roohif's claim, but you're telling me about it with the basis of the height being measured off a flat Earth for the mountain in this claim. John, you're so ace. I could kiss you right now. You're brilliant, mate. Any more, Brian? Or is that it?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that the bottom 1,000 meters wouldn't be viewable at that distance by somebody. You won't see the bottom 1,000 meters of the mountain at that distance because of angular size change. The angular resolution of the bottom 1,000 meters wouldn't be possible.
Okay, I mean, you've already disclaimed that I shouldn't do this, and notwithstanding that this is a positive claim that we would be making in terms of the differential between the surface and the eye level, which is the very thing that's been hijacked. So in other words, the limitation of the angle against the deck would mean that you would infer that the bottom, whatever you said, 1,000 feet, wouldn't be capable of being resolved. And then, obviously, if you were put to task, you could back it up with the Rayleigh criterion. Yes, but we don't need to make that claim. I'm glad you had, though. Like, I'm glad I dropped it in to get corrected.
Yeah, I just like the bottom one. There's 2,700 something meters high is what Canago is. Now you'd need a flat plane to figure that one out. But the bottom 1,000 of that meters of that will be 0.2 degrees for anyone standing at that distance away. So I mean, you're not going to see the bottom of that because you won't be able to resolve it. Not with the human eye, anyway. Maybe with a camera, maybe a bit more. Not with the human eye. Just had to throw that out there.
I agree, and it's the complexity that we need to understand to be able to get to the simplicity. But obviously, I like the simplicity more, and it's those things that I'm gonna. How can I say it like I'm not going to totally decry your point, which I'm not, Brian. When I say for the audience, these are the cues that you can listen to. You can obviously take in what Brian said and get the full nitty-gritty of how the argument unfolds when begging the question of a sphere to have an obstruction when hijacking perspective. Notwithstanding Brian's concise and excellent understanding, the bit that you need is how'd you get that height? So you're asking me about the height of this mountain, which you referenced, Roofy. Where'd you get that height value from? Right? That's a full, wrapped up in a flat earth proof shortcut that anybody can take without any fear that you're going to get run off the road. You know, you're on the highway, you're on the Route 90, there's full-on crash barriers all the way along the side. You're never going to come off the rails, so to speak, when you go, where'd you acquire that height from? Just before we go any further, you've given me some numbers already. I know you're asking me about where the horizon's going to do this and that. But you say the height of the mountain is what? 4,000 meters? Whatever he said. Well, where'd you get that height from? Because I know that requires a flat earth to measure. That would be the first response, because that's the right response.
Yeah, I don't think Roofy isn't in it for the actual arguments or even to defend the globe model. He reminds me of one of these guys that I used to play Magic the Gathering in school with, who literally, like, as soon as they figured out that you had a better deck than them, that's very hard for them to win, they just didn't want to play with you anymore because they weren't in it for the game. They were in it for the winning and feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, I call that the pain relief. You call it in it for the win. Yeah, he's seen where he's laid the trap. When the guy bought into it and started arguing about 8 inches per mile squared, he got a thumbs up. Right, he knows the deal. But you're saying that's because he's got the win. Yeah, it's a couple of times when he got one over on the guy's own stupidity rather than the argument itself. He took that as the win. So yes, Owen, good way of putting it.
Right, he doesn't want to play against better decks, but he doesn't, or he can't develop his own deck of cards better. He has to hold on to what he has.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Good analogy. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. Well, you could argue, like what the guy said first about the 8 inches per mile squared. That was the best direction he could have gone. Besides saying, I don't make any claims about that. That was the best direction he could have gone, because then Roohif has to start bringing in refraction. And then the guy can say, if he had a bit more wisdom and knowledge, so what is it that you're claiming is blocking the bottom of that? Now, I would have gone straight to blocking the bottom of that mountain. Because then he's going to have to say a refracted horizon, which is a load of nonsense. And then I'm straight on to attacking him about the horizon, which he loses hands down every time. Do you know what I mean? That would be the way to go. Well, according to the globe, you wouldn't say any of that mountain. Well, refraction, and how much refraction, and what is this thing, and what is this horizon that's blocking it? Why are you claiming it's blocking it? Oh, it's a refracted horizon. It's over. So you take it apart at that. You don't have to go into doing what I did, the 100 meters, whatever, on the thing. But you can just go, I'm not making any claims about it. But if you want to take them apart You can go straight to the Occult calculator and say how much of that mountain will be viewable on your globe. And then when he tries to add in refraction, you can ask him about, so what is blocking the bottom of that mountain according to you? What is that horizon? What is the horizon? Which was my first question anyway. What is the horizon?
For the first time, it's not an in-joke, but to Roohif personally, if he's watching this, how's that geometric horizon working out for you, by the way? Just maybe leave me a comment. Or alternatively, Roofy, let Jeran know at Nathan Oakley 1980 he sent me, because we were watching you.
Good prediction, thank you. I was actually going to say at the start that I would be shocked if you gave a prediction for that. But you said 0, or basically 0, yeah. Cool.
No, I said about 20 feet.
Yeah, but of a 9,000 foot mountain, basically 0. Do I have background noise at the moment?
Right.
Not that I hear.
I don't hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
You might hear my son too. I hear him screaming in there. But all right,
is outside the door.
We are moving to the claims point of the show, where each guy's going to have 2 minutes to present something. They're going to give a claim, make a claim, and then back it with evidence, and then we'll have a response. If you guys want to get an idea that you think, Nick, we've got 2 minutes, and I'll start it when you say go.
Am I showing my screen now?
Yes.
Feet. Okay. So this is me at.
Sorry, John, was that?
Yeah, that 20 feet above what? Were they still talking about the physical obstruction of the flat plane we're measuring the height from?
Yeah.
So there's 20 feet above the physical obstruction of the flat plane. What kind of question are they asking each
20
other?
feet above the geometric horizon.
No. It was maybe you weren't here, Owen. It was clarified because it was put into the opponent's court when Roohif asked how he explained it and show his maths. It was quite explicit. Therefore, how John just summarised it, we're talking about the height with respect to the obstruction created by the physical flat plane. That it's so malformed at this point if you take it only in context of what has been said back and forth between these two characters. John's right. It's so malformed, John. Yes.
So it's the physical obstruction thought of as a curve that is a flat plane.
No, just not thought of as a curve. Described by Roohif as needing an answer for the calculation based on the flat plane that his opponent would be making in his burden of proof reversal fallacy.
Okay, now I'm just confused.
It's hard to keep a track, but yes. Confusion is what's being aimed for here by Roohif, I have no doubt.
Well, it's one of the last tricks he still can use successfully. You know, he doesn't have any material, but he still has his books of tricks.
Successfully on a noob, yes, maybe. We don't know. We haven't heard his rebuttal, but we'll find out.
Jekyll Island back in March. You can clearly see the boat out there in the distance. But soon it disappears.
Sorry, this is the claim section. So what you're doing, my friend, is taking what the globers need to make an assertion of a physical geometric sphere edge at the horizon blocking things like boats. You're saying it doesn't do that as a positive claim. What, therefore Earth's flat? Do you think this proves Earth's flat? What?
Not due to curvature.
Just regurgitating feast of nonsense on a plate, ready for your opponent, just as it should be. Roohif should be well braced for this.
See the people. The people almost look as big as the boat.
Okay, do it. I'll fast forward because we all get the gist.
Wow.
All right,
One
and
of
then
my claims, yeah.
we've got your response. Go ahead.
Just to that one.
Yep, just to claim one.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was going to do another one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. When you zoom back,
I got another one. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, we'll do it back and forth. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
When you zoom back out from this, the boat isn't disappearing. It's just no longer resolvable. So you can't make it out. It hasn't gone. When you zoom back out, it's not like it's gone over the curve.
Correct. You're absolutely right.
What? Okay. So your maths are wrong for asserting that it's a sphere edge in the way then, Roohif. So you just, my God, let's just do that again.
Appearing, it's just no longer resolvable. So you can't make it out. It hasn't gone. When you zoom back out, it's not like it's gone over the curve.
Welcome to Flat Earth, Roofy.
Thanks.
Thanks very much. So what, you think that it's smart to take what was a 2015/16 flat earth rebuttal and throw it back at him like it's your argument? No, because when we hear you tell him that it's just not resolvable in the camera as opposed to going over the curve, we'll say, yeah, that's right, Roofy. This will get a little shorts video with me welcoming you to flat earth. That's right. Not the curve of the earth after all, right? Let's all hear it again.
He's just jealous. He's jealous of flat earth being smart. So he wants to do a flat earth wake-up trick as a baller. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Disappearing, it's just no longer resolvable. So you can't make it out. It hasn't gone. When you zoom back out, it's not like it's gone over the curve.
Welcome to flat earth, Roohif. That's right. So not sphere earth based on the fact that at 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, things will go over the curve of the earth. No, definitely not. That's right, just not being resolved by the camera. You know, you can describe those things with angular limitations and the Rayleigh criterion, but it's definitely not in earth curve maths. It's all feet and inches, mate. When you say not resolvable, you'd be talking about angular resolution. Your feet and inches doesn't change in earth curve maths, my friend. You can't describe an angular resolution change with maths that asserts that it is a curve, but you're saying it isn't, so well done. Welcome to flat earth. What a numpty.
Correct, you're absolutely right.
And the guy knows it. Look at him. I wonder if you expected this noob to be washing out some of your pain relief when he agrees with that statement, like he's just done, with a massive smile on his face.
Great flat earth defense. Good. Go ahead.
Fantastic.
So
yeah, great defense, Roohif. Yeah, it's not the curve. It's just not resolving in your camera. What a wonderful, wonderful defense for the globe. You complete idiot.
So he actually ruined his noob. He ruined it for himself now. What an idiot.
Right, so what was your observer height?
About 5 feet.
About 5 feet. Really? Okay.
Do I detect a little crackle in your voice there, Roofy? Is it just my audio setup being clear enough to hear that your voice has got a little bit of a break in it now? Like a little lump in your throat? Yeah, I would hope so. Because your attempt to use what is our argument as your argument so that he can't use it later, he just agreed with, rather than falling for your little bait and switch with our argument that debunks the globe. You even said it doesn't mean it's Earth curve. Well done, Roofy. You're good for a laugh, if nothing else.
About 5 feet. How did you identify?
Yes.
Sorry. Now it makes sense why Roohif said to Adam that he felt sorry for this guy. Because technically he handed the debate is over there. The guy should just stand up and go, thanks for the debate, see you later, goodbye. There's nothing more to debate. He's just said it. That's why he was giving the little preempt to Adam. That's what it was about. Because he knows he just handed the whole debate away to that guy, the new guy.
Identify the boat.
I didn't. I just zoomed out.
You didn't? Okay.
About 5 feet.
About 5 feet. Really? Okay. About 5 feet. How did you identify the boat?
I love hearing a growly crackle in a man that's broken. I love it, Roohif. It really brightens my day to hear your voice with a little lump in your throat as you respond after you failed miserably to throw our argument back at this noob. He just agreed with you, leaving you sounding like that. Wonderful.
Well, what he's having trouble with is Roohif has a flat Earth resolution loss curve calculator that everyone in the Western world is called Earth curve calculator. So it's really a hard spot for him to be in because he needs to hijack losing resolution and call that Earth curve. So it's a very delicate balance, and he just stepped over it when he said that wasn't the curve of the Earth.
Yeah, a delicate balance that Roohif was too dumb to achieve. And what he got was a total noob laughing his head off and agreeing that, yeah, it's not Earth curve. Yeah, you're right in what you say about it not being Earth curve and being a resolution loss. Yeah, that'd be right. Yeah. And that's exactly how the trick works. So finding that balance where you can hijack perspective to call it Earth curve. You know, it's weird us describing this because we titled it exactly that. Begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking Earth curve calculator. Sound familiar, Roohif? I've been saying it ever since we figured it out with you here. That's its title. It had a subtle alteration along the way. We used to call it perspective exclusive, meaning that the Earth curve maths doesn't include perspective, which it doesn't, because it's hijacked it. Right, Roofy? I'm sure you've heard me say it many times. You just wouldn't want to hear it live, would you? Slowed down. You wouldn't want that, would you? You'd leave a very big lump in your throat, like the same one you had here with this dude.
Right. So, Nathan, it seems like he tried to do like a briefcase switch, but the guy that he was trying to do the trick on literally spotted him doing it, and he's now like smiling, embarrassed, pretending like nothing happened. Is that it?
Yeah, bless. Did you not get away with switching out perspective for Earth curve, Roofy? Oh, never mind. I'm sure that was lined up to give you quite a big dose of pain relief. And instead you were left with a little lump in your throat with us laughing and mocking you. How wonderful. What was that you preempted? We shouldn't pity the guy. The other guy, your opponent? No, Roofy, we're mocking you. Very much mocking you, Roofy. Nice gravel in your throat there. Nice, nice.
Didn't I just zoomed out?
You didn't? Okay. Didn't identify the boat. How far away is the boat?
Who knows? I didn't.
Who cares? It's not Earth curve. Who cares?
Who knows?
But
who knows? It's just not resolvable, though. It's not Earth curve, Roofy. You lose.
You just defended the flat Earth, so thank you for that.
Okay.
That's right. You lost. Loser. Were you there for the perceived win when you showed the other guy to be a numpty with the stars being visible? Yeah, perceived win. That was an actual win with his opponent, you, the globe-believing numpty Roohif, telling the audience how it's not Earth curve. That's an actual win that he's now wallowing in for a live audience, Roohif. Yeah? You recognise what's going on?
All right.
All right. You're damn right. Earth's flat, Roofy. You require a flat Earth in order to describe angular resolution change. That will require a flat Earth. So while your blatant disregard for the assertion that Earth curve physical obstruction, the hijacking of perspective, is a horizon that physically obscures things, it's not that. It's just resolution loss. What, angular resolution? Oh, you'll need a flat Earth for that angular resolution loss that you described, Roofy. Now, your opponent, who's a noob, may not point that out, but we will. On Route 90, with a V10 wailing as we yell at you, you're gonna need a flat Earth for that, numpty!
Yeah, so what does it look like? What does the boat look like? Given that you haven't identified the boat,
why does it matter anymore? It's not Earth curve obscuring the bottom of it, so who cares? By your own disclaimer.
Knows what it looks like. I know, but how do you know it is or is it not obstructed?
Well, if it was or wasn't, we'd have to know how much the angular resolution would change, and you're definitely not going to be doing that with a hijacking of perspective in your Earth curve maths. You'd be doing it with a flat Earth to get angles, wouldn't you, Roofy? So beyond this being a flat Earth proof, if he does choose to describe it, not that he's making a claim about it, we'll see if he falls victim to that in a minute. Who cares? Literally, it means nothing. You've disclaimed it's not Earth curve anymore. This is moot.
Yeah, I wonder why the other guy isn't actually pointing that out to him. He could very well do that. Like, you just said that it wasn't that.
Yeah.
Why isn't he doing it?
Because he's a noob. But we can do it. That's no worries. He's already gloated enough to put a big lump in Roohif's throat.
It is obstructed by the waves. You can see the waves are in front of it. They're big.
Fair enough answer, but why are you giving it? Don't need to. Is that proving a flat Earth? Why answer him? Right on, Brian.
Bigger than they are. It's just because, well, again, atmospheric compression.
Okay.
Why? Are you an expert in sphere-shaped air compression? Why are you asserting the air is sphere-shaped, compressing things as a proof, see? Oxymoron sphere-shaped air compression.
I'm surprised
Jeran let this guy realise the size of the win he just got.
Yeah, Roohif, he just handed the win back to Roohif by telling everyone in the audience that the air is sphere-shaped. Oxymoron. Air doesn't take the shape of a sphere, my friend.
If he only realised that the chances of Roohif saying that back in 2016, let's just say, is probably 1 in 50 billion. But now Roohif is just going to churn that out to him. If he only realised the size of that win right there, you know what I mean? He wouldn't feel the need to even stay in the debate. He'd just say, see you later, thanks a lot. Because that's all he needs to say, isn't it? Why does he need to stay any longer after that? I don't see why.
Indeedy. Right, just quick call to action. So please let Jeranism channel know at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me if you've just joined us. About 75 people watching. Bit lower than normal. Bit depressing in that regard, but hopefully the numbers will improve as time progresses and we get back into the swing of things without faulty computers and such like. But anyway, there's a link whizzing its way by in the chat right now. The idea being that were Jeran to make a response, he would leave our comment, our link to our video so that we get some algorithmic love where YouTube offer us none. But in the meantime, we can only show as we would hope we would receive and offer Jeran the algorithmic love by leaving him a comment. Obviously, he'll get a view when you go to his video and let him know that at Nathan Oakley 1980 sent me. So please do so. We'll still be here live when you get back. So do it now, immediately. Immediately. But yeah, great. 80 people watching. Also, please share the show. Be nice to get it to 100 people. We've been struggling after this first week back with a load of technical issues to even breach 100 people. So please share the show. I would say we're, content-wise, back on form, wouldn't you, gentlemen? Yeah, we're all doing really great. We're ace, yeah. You see, they all agree with me.
No, it's a great show. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's keep the energy. Let's go.
Move on a little bit. 1 second.
What was that, Roofy? Time to move on. Yeah, for you. Probably best we don't dwell on this. Go on, John.
Did Roohif bring up the Earth curve calculator at any point and show the level being a horizontal plane yet, or has he had to do that yet?
Hasn't had to do that yet, no. Shout out to Unitox Femu, who just gives me money. Thank you, Sasha. Really appreciate the support. Smash the super chat to support this channel. Alternatively, there's a PayPal link. I am really poor at the moment. Thank you, Sasha.
Oh, there's like a chair with on set in the super chat.
Oh, yeah. On set. Yeah, well, it's a full-on production now, right?
So observer height 5 feet. So this, when you zoom back...
excuse me, 5 feet? Only moments earlier you were talking about angular resolution. Why are you giving it us in feet? Would it be because you need to hijack perspective and have things that shrink into the distance stay the same value at all distances? I'm pretty sure we covered this with you, Roohif. Like, with you personally. I mean, it surprises me. Maybe you're just stupid. Maybe when people explain things to you, you forget them immediately because you're dumb. Maybe that's the problem here. You're just thick.
Back out. There are some people walking along the beach.
Right.
All right. We can assume that taller person is approximately 6 feet.
Really? Give it us an angular resolution that you'll measure off a flat plane. You only mentioned it 30 seconds earlier when the guy ripped you a new one and then teabagged you. Yeah, angular resolution, right? I'm not going to be needing this in feet because if she goes into the distance to the tune of, let's say, 50 miles, I'm not going to see her anymore. She's too small. What's that behind Earth curve? You say, no, she's going up a ramp. Yeah? In fact, she's holding on because she's on a hot air balloon. But I can assure you that I will not be able to resolve her when she gets to 50 miles away. She's too small. Yeah, if she was 100 miles away, above the deck, definitely not behind Earth curve, on a hot air balloon at 100 miles distance, she's still too small to see. But what, we should only take it in feet because we're visible at all distances and only Earth curve will be the reason that the bottom's missing. Yeah, we know this trick, Roohif. It's old. Like really old. Like 7 years old. Now, maybe you've just got Alzheimer's. Maybe your memory's failing you. But I personally went through this with you, Roohif. Slow? Stupid? Amnesia? What's the issue? Yeah, I don't think there is one. You're just a bullshitter. Because literally only 30 seconds earlier, you mentioned resolution, didn't you? Is that given in feet? When you're talking about lenses and resolution? No, it's not. It's dealt with angles, isn't it? And you're going to need a flat earth for them, Roohif. That's why you don't come here. Yeah? Need your pain relief from this guy. Let's see if he falls for it.
Whereabouts? Okay. You're seeing well over the top of him.
Right.
Right. So you, given that you are so close to the water, the
horizon's above these people. Shouldn't he be falling away at 8 inches per mile squared? Why would he be above them? That makes no sense.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, he's about to try and hijack perspective and call it Earth curve. That's what he's trying to do, exactly as you said a few minutes ago.
Indeedy.
horizon at that point is going to be very, very close to.
In the pre-show, I said that when they talk about Earth curve, they just say horizon. Were you all here when I said that? It was recorded, thank God. Called it.
Yep.
They don't say Earth curve. He is now asserting that this point inside the box that he's just, quote, said horizon, that is a physical geometric sphere edge limiting your view of boats and such. Oh, unless he disclaims that it's not Earth curve. Right, Roofy? Moving on. Right, Roof? Yeah, moving on. This is epic. I'm really enjoying this. Maybe this is the point that QE said that we should pay attention to because we'd be amused. It's the year of the Lamborghini. Shout out to everyone in Discord and YouTube, and a massive thank you, Nathan. I'm going to add and panel because they are equally as important as me. They're not. I'm the star of the show. Thank you, Vlad. Really appreciate the support.
I just want to point out that he's going to need a flat Earth to determine if that guy's 6 feet at that distance.
Good. Well, I missed it last time from John. Oh my God. Say that again, please, Brian. Kudos, props. I love the fact that I missed it.
Yeah, I just want to point out that he's going to need a flat Earth to determine if that guy is that size at that distance.
Yeah, how's he going to get that height? He's going to need a flat Earth for that.
High level.
Correct.
Right. So you're looking over the top of a 6 foot person. You're not at 5 feet.
My camera's at 5 feet. Now
No,
it looks like yes, it is. It is.
No, it's not.
It is at 5 feet.
Then how are you looking up to the horizon?
Because of my my tripod.
No.
Did I not just point that out also and say, if the Earth was a sphere, we would never be looking up at the horizon, right? It wouldn't be sloping up in reference to this person. Now, the guy doesn't have anything to back this, and it's totally moot as of 2020. If the Earth was a sphere with a radius of 3959, then every distance to, quote, Roohif, horizon, that's bloody Earth curve, could be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, specifically as laid down in the begging the question. That's why you're not here, Roohif, because it'd be slow for you. Proof of nothing, really slowed down just for Roohif the dumbass. Perspective hijacking Earth curve calculator.
The camera is at
the horizon appears to be at eye level. That's not actual. Does Roohif think that's actually where the water is, that it's above his head?
I don't know the answer to that question. Roohif was definitely not around here when Route 90 was built. But the last time we discussed it with him, it wasn't. So what can I say, John? I don't know the answer to that. But I'm going to assume he doesn't appreciate the differential between eye level and surface level is the root of his assertion for a globe derived from a flat plane. I don't know. Has he seen the route as he looked up? Does he know there's a Highway 90 going over the top of his head with people screaming at him that you're going to need a flat Earth for that? Calculation that's begging the question, proof of nothing, perspective hijacking? I don't know.
Well, what's happening here is Roohif has two options, really. Like, he's either claiming that the guy is looking over the top of this other man that he's claiming is 6 foot high and looking up to the horizon, or he's claiming that the guy is lower than the guy that's claimed to be 6 foot and also looking up to the horizon. Now, I don't know how we can look up to the horizon on a globe, but because, I don't know how that can be done, but according to Roohif, that's what the guy is doing. Epic.
Oh, I was on mute. Right, I think that's probably going to be where I round out this live show. So, I will say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Programming Streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So another massive thank you to today's Discord and G+ panels for making the show possible, and for you smashing the super chat, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.
What a lovely day!